It's the same things that we think are holding us back that are really our motivators, but we think it's holding us. Not. Those are not the things. These are not the things that are holding you back. We hold ourselves back. We hold ourselves back. I mean, it's just a fact. We get in our own way, and sometimes we don't even recognize that that obstacle right in front of us is us. And I'm gonna tell you, man, part of the secret sauce is recognizing that. That's part of the secret sauce. Like, I want you to think about some of the things that you've heard this weekend. You've heard from Emily Ford, man, things that she's overcome in her life. Amazing. You've heard from Inky, things that he's overcome in his life. Unbelievable, man. Unbelievable. You've heard from Charlie Rocket, the big dream. Things that he's overcome, things that he's done. It's like, I remember I was like, what? This is real shit? It's crazy, you know? Well, those are all pretty monumental, crazy things, yes or no? Well, you know, and I'll be honest with you. We talk about imposter syndrome. Do you want to know personally what I asked Inky Johnson? We're in the back there, right? And dude, I love Ink. I've loved Ink for a long time, man. And I've said this to multiple, a whole bunch of you, but the dude he is, as impressive as he is on the stage, he's even better off the stage. He's a more impressive individual off the stage. He's an amazing human. And I'm talking to him. And I said, bro, because we've talked about this, both of us, that it's calling from God. Like and he even mentioned it to y'all. He said, man, it's a calling from God to do this, okay? And I feel very, very much the same way. Very, very much the same way, which is a huge blessing, but it's also, dude, it can be taxing. You wanna know why it's taxing? It's hard, man. You wanna know why? Because I'm human, man. We F up, we just do. And so I asked him, I said, man, when you it's a calling from God, but then you're about to go give a keynote and you just effed up. You just did something you just weren't your best self. Like, what do you do then? Like, how do you correct, right? And he's like, oh man, no, yeah, I deal with that. I deal with that all the time. Like, it was like, all of a sudden, we just connected, you know? He's like, oh yeah, no, I deal with that. He's like, but bro, grace, man. He's like, grace. We will forgive somebody else that fast. But when it comes to ourselves, we just beat ourselves up, man. He's like, bro, I'm trying to become who I'm trying to be. And I'm always trying to become who I'm trying to be. So just because I faltered, just because I messed up, doesn't mean I'm a bad person. It means I made a bad mistake. And guess what? God loves you even when you mess up, especially when you mess up. And I think about it from my kids' perspective. Like, Pax and Marley, man, when they mess up, it's like, but then they see it, and then when I correct it, like my love enhances. It literally enhances. It's like, oh my, well done, you know? Like, absolutely. It's like it doesn't decrease, it enhances. And to hear him say that and have us talk about that was powerful for me. Because we all battle these things in our head, right? We all battle these things in our head. We just do, all of us. Do y'all battle those things in your head, yes or no? Man, I know that. I know you do, bro. I know that. No, I know, dude, because I chat with y'all. I talk with y'all. And you're telling me struggles that you're going through. And sometimes I just want to be like, do you think that you're alone in that? Do you think you're the only one that feels like you might not be able to do this? Do you think you're the only one that is struggling through a hurdle? Do you think you're the only one that's like, holy shit? Dude, we self-sabotage is what we do. I call it fear energy. Like, when we start to climb, we self-sabotage. Am I really worthy? Can I really do this? Like, it is literally what happens at every stage of the journey. I'm just telling you, man, and I mentioned this yesterday or on Friday, but it doesn't get easier. The challenges don't get smaller. You just get bigger. You just get bigger, which is powerful, man. It's powerful. But guess what? The only way that we can get bigger, the only way that we can get stronger, the only way that we can get faster is to go through those things, you know? Like, face them head on. Face them head on, which brings me to be the Buffalo. Listen, in Colorado, a lot of people think of the Rockies, right? Colorado, got some people from Colorado. Where's my Denver elites at? Woo! Hey, love it, man, love it. Dude, and you think of the Colorado landscape as like the Rocky Mountains, right? That's what you think of. But you also have the Kansas Plains. And so it's one of the only places that have both cows and buffaloes. And when a storm approaches, a cow and a buffalo will handle or approach the storm, react to the storm very, very different ways. Now, when I learned about this, they said that the cows run away from the storm. run away from the storm. But listen, I grew up in a place called Salem, Utah. We had shitloads of cows. And I never saw them run. I saw them lay their ass on the ground. That's what they did. But maybe out in Colorado, maybe they run. I don't know. But regardless, a cow will either run from the storm, and I want you to think about this. Cows ain't fast. It's like Ryan. How many saw Ryan? Okay, hey, you know what? Ryan can do things that you would never think that body can do, man. It's impressive as hell, man. It's impressive as hell. But when you're running from the storm, well, what you actually do is you maximize your exposure to the storm because you're staying in the storm longer. Or you just lay down and you just stay in the storm. Once again, maximize your exposure and stay in the storm. And that is very different than what a buffalo does. Very different than what a buffalo does. What a buffalo does is they wait for the storm to crest, when it hits the crest of the mountain, the peak of the mountain, and then they run directly at that storm, directly into the storm. Now think about what happens there. They minimize their exposure to the storm because the storm's going this way, they're going this way, they're out of the storm quicker. Not only are they out of the storm quicker, what's on the other side of the storm? All the fruits of the storm. The rainbows, the grass, all the things, the fruits. How many of us, though, when a storm comes, instead of looking that bitch right in the face and running at it, how many of us just lay down like, oh, shit, another storm? Or we're just run from the storm? Be honest, how many of you have laid down in a storm or ran from a storm? Be honest, raise your hand. Alec, I know you're running all the time, dude. You're running all the time away. Now, just kidding, that mother effer runs right into the storm, dude. Lots of y'all run right into the storm. But here's the key too, okay? Running into the storm is so powerful. So powerful if you think about a life methodology. It's attacking it. The only way to truly get through and benefit from a problem, benefit from something, is to go directly at it. Directly at it. That's it. That's how we get through them, man. That's how we become stronger from them. That's how we benefit from them, is that. But here's the thing, sometimes we run into the wrong storms, man. How many of you have went into a storm that you shouldn't be running into? We run into, and some of you are like, man, I don't think I'm brave enough to run straight into the storm. Except you do that shit every single day. You stay in a job, you stay in a marriage, you stay in your health situation, you stay in all these things that you're just running around in there like a fucking lunatic because you don't have direction to run through or away from. You're just running in the storm. Anybody ever felt like that before, yes or no? I mean, 100%, man. I felt like that all the time, still to this day. We're gonna talk about how to get through the storm. We need to talk about how to get through the storm. That's the secret sauce. That's like, it's very important to know what storms do attack. Like, for example, Jaws. I don't know how many of you have ever been to Maui before? Raise hands. Okay, Jaws is a surf breakout in Maui. Gangster waves. I don't know how tall are these ceilings, do you think? So the surf breakout there can get 60 plus feet. So imagine being right here like a wave this side, and you're like, yeah, let's go surf on that thing. I mean, holy shit. But people do it, right? Kai Lenny. Anybody know who Kai Lenny is? Love Kai Lenny, man. You guys gotta look up some surfing stuff. But Kai Lenny goes out there. That's not my storm, though. I ain't gonna go run into the storm of Jaws. Do you wanna know why? Because the land on the other side is not what I desire. That's not what I desire. I don't see it. I don't see the fruit for me. Now, some people, Kai Lenny sees the fruit for him. That's powerful. But you gotta know what storm to run into. I'll tell you what storm I'll run into every single day, nonstop, let's freaking go, is this storm, man. To be the best freaking presenter, the best speaker, the best multifamily operator on the damn planet. Why? Because you need me to be that person. You need me to be that person. I know that. I see that, I feel that, and I will run into that storm every single day. Why? Because I know that it'll benefit your life. I know it. It's my job to trailblaze. It's my job to do that. It's my job. Like, I feel it. I feel it. And I've felt it for a long time, and I've felt it with my family, and I felt like I know it's the land that I desire. But what is the land that you desire? What's the land that you desire? And are you running into storms that the other side, the land, is not the one that you desire? You gotta identify it, though. And step one is to know, man, what is the land that you desire?